My name is Tashi, and you're watching Beauty in the Bar. So today we're continuing with our How to Get into Law School series. Today we're going to be talking about two fairly quick portions of the application. One, your resume, and two, character and fitness. Starting out with the resume, this is something that you should probably already have a draft of from applying to other jobs and positions. What you want to do is make sure that you have it in a basic format, something that's very easy to read, very easy to follow, and very easy to understand. It's a typical resume rules. Make sure that you have basic information on there, like your name, your email address, your education. If you have a particularly impressive GPA, you might want to add that on there. Any activities that you've done, volunteer experience, special languages you speak. If you have special skills, not Microsoft Office, but particularly special skills like coding, and you may even want to throw in a couple of special interests. I've noticed when I was interviewing people at my law firm that it actually really is nice to have a few special interests on there to help to humanize you a little bit more and help people to connect with you. Make sure that your formatting is super clear and one page. Do not go over one page. The standard is one page, and there are people who have 20 years of experience that have one-page resumes. So make sure that unless a school is requesting a CV and you have things like publications to list out, that this portion of your application is one page. Do not allow it to have super small margins. Weird spacing where everything is crowded in together and it's making it difficult to read. Incredibly small font. If you need to remove certain things, remove things that are less impressive or less relevant to make sure that you're sticking to that one-page limit and that the resume is very legible and readable. Make sure you're having people review the resume to look for any spelling or grammar mistakes, help you punch up the language, and just make sure your formatting is good and clear and readable. Many schools have career placement offices that are happy to do this for you, so I recommend taking it to them. If you have a boss or former boss that's willing to look over it, I would recommend taking it to them and letting them review it. This is definitely not something to hide. It's something to have people review. It doesn't need to be reviewed by as many people as the personal statement because people generally will be reviewing your resume just for formatting and grammar and spelling. But you want to make sure that your eyes are not the only eyes on it. To the point of grammar and spelling, your resume should include brief descriptions of each position that you've held. You want to make sure that those descriptions are very clear and showcase and highlight your best points. You want to use action verbs, make yourself look as proactive as possible, use impressive numbers when you can. If you can say, you threw an event and you increased attendance by 150%, or you supervised 50 students, or you raised $10,000. You want to put in those numbers and make things very concrete for people. That's about all I have to say about the resume. Moving on to the character and fitness assessment. This is a part of the resume that I think makes some people very nervous. If you have any mistakes or negative history in your past that have affected you, all I'll say about this is make sure that you disclose everything. Law schools have ways of finding out things that you have done. They will do a thorough search and background check. So make sure you're disclosing everything that you've been convicted of that has not been expunged. If you have been arrested for something and you were later either not charged or found not guilty and that is not on your record, then that's not something you need to worry about. But if you have been convicted and that was not later expunged, you need to disclose it. Trying to hide things is not going to benefit you. And I will just say, there are videos out there that you can watch of admissions officers reviewing character and fitness, examples, fake samples, and reviewing applications, so you can get a sense of really what they're looking for and what a red flag is going to be. Generally, their concerns are going to be about repeated or pervasive behavior. So if you have one DUI, a lot of admissions officers can overlook that, especially if your application is overall very strong. If you have, one issue with drinking on campus or something like that. But if you have a repeated pattern of drinking and driving, of being, drunk or lewd in public, they're going to have a concern. Schools want to protect their reputations, and they don't want something splashed across the news front page that says, ex law school student DUI, ex law school student rumble outside of a bar. That's not something that they want to see. And so they just want to make sure that you're not the kind of person that is basically going to embarrass their school and make them regret admitting you. The last thing I'll say on this is don't count yourself out. There are people who have committed serious crimes who get into great law schools, and you just never know what someone is going to see in you or what an admissions officer or a law school is going to see in you. So if you do have a conviction or a serious crime, but you, have changed, you have done wonderful things with your life since then, that can be a real growth and underdog story that people can identify with, and that might actually humanize you and benefit you in certain law school processes. So don't count yourself out if you have a checkered or storied past. A lot of times people can recognize that adds diversity. It adds a different perspective, and that you've grown as a person and that you're a stronger person for that. So make sure you're not just assuming that you're not someone that can go to law school just because you have that kind of a history. Now, if it's a long and lengthy and pervasive history, that's something, to be concerned about or to consider. But if you have one conviction or one issue on your record, that's not something that you should automatically count yourself out because of. That's going to just about do it for the resume and character and fitness. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know if there are any additional parts of the application that you guys would like to see me talk about, or any other topics that you'd like to see me talk about. That's it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.